Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Force with another Destiny video. Today's guide will be for soloing the weekly Nightfall or Heroic, which is for this week, the Nexus. Couple quick tips before we jump in. First of all, it helps to be level 28, as each level you are below the level of the minions you're hitting, you'll be taking more damage and dealing less damage. Also, please be sure to bring the burn appropriate weapons, whether Arc, Void, or Solar. You do so much extra damage, even if they're green items, it's worth taking. This week it happens to be Solar Burn, so bring that fire damage weaponry that you have. Alright, let's go ahead and jump right in, starting off with the very first room. This has you dealing with 3 large waves of enemies with the primary goal of killing the servitors. Now there's a ton of dregs and vandals that are going to come in these waves. They are pretty easy. I suggest a majority of the time trying to sit by this entry doorway just to make sure, as always, when you're doing this solo stuff, that you're not getting flanked and outnumbered, because you have no one to revive you. I felt the biggest problem with these waves include the Shanks, which have a solar shield, the Vandal Majors, who have a yellow health bars, and the Servitors themselves, which there'll be 3 of them, and then finally there's one Captain that comes a little bit later in the waves. I believe he comes on the 2nd or 3rd wave. He's got an arc shield, and he can be a bit of a pain as well. When it comes to the Shanks, just use your solar weapon. You probably should one-shot them. The Vandal Majors, keep them at a distance, hit them in the head, you'll take them out. Servitors, same thing, just sniping them. And then the Captain, if you've got arc damage through a grenade or whatever, you can pop the shield off that way and then finish him off. Also, with this particular Nightfall, keep everything at a large distance, because with the light switch modifier, anything is going to one-shot you if it gets within melee range. Now, once you've finished off the 3 waves and killed all the Servitors, the upstairs portion will open up. Beware at this point, as 3 melee Vandals will come charging down the stairs, so make sure you're ready to take them out, be it with a rocket launcher, grenade, headshots, whatever. And then once you actually head up the stairs, you're going to be dealing with a few Vandal Majors. I think there's 4 of them. There's a couple of Shanks that will be sitting at the door, and then a group of 3 invisible Vandals that will be sniping from up high. So you want to kill the Shanks that are by the door first, then you can deal with the Majors, who should probably be downstairs at this point, so you can just pick them off from the entryway of the door, and then walk in, find the position of the invisible Vandals, and then take them out. After this, we'll be moving on to the second area and the second half of this strike. You'll be taking out a few more Dregs and Vandals. That's pretty easy, but at this point you begin to encounter the Vex. Remember to make sure with the Vex you're getting those shots at center mass. There's a bunch of Goblins you'll take out, and then at that point you're going to head downstairs, and there will be 3 Harpies. They have arc shields, so again, if you have anything that can drop the arc shield, take care of that, and then you can take care of their base health. And once you've finished off with those, you'll be heading outside, and there are a bunch of Goblins. Actually, I suggest waiting to go outside, because the Goblins will come to you. Pick off as many as you can. There will be 2 Goblin Majors as well, which once again, these are the ones with the yellow health bar. And then there's on a platform 2 Hobgoblins you're going to want to snipe down. And then in the center of the outdoor area are 2 Minotaurs. Now the Minotaurs have Void Shields, so this is a 3rd potential shield that you have to deal with. If you don't happen to have any void damage, honestly it's fine. So long as you have solar weaponry, you deal so much extra damage, you'll take out their shields fairly quickly. Once finishing off the Minotaurs, there will be a small group of Goblins as you head into the tunnel. Just be aware, don't get surprised by them. And then you'll be moving out into the ledge, in which you'll see a large group of Goblins. Now in the normal strike, a lot of times you'll see people just ultimate right into this. It's a little bit hairier at this point, as we're at the end of the dungeon. If you die in Nightfall, you get booted back to orbit. I would suggest not being risky. Pick them off one at a time. Keep a safe distance. Yes, you could technically ultimate right on top of them and blow them all up. It's not worth potentially dying and then having to start back from the beginning. And now we move on to the boss fight. Now I've seen a variety of different suggestions in terms of where to stand for soloing this. Some people say stand on top and don't even go into the boss room. Some people have you stand on this little platform just above where the boss spawns. I found both of those areas actually a bit too risky, and I think the best spot is actually just to the west of the boss spawn. So what you're going to want to do is, once you head to the boss room, jump over the ledge and go onto the ledge that is closest to you, right below you. From there you can actually hop on to this little alcove just to the west of the boss, and once in here you are completely 100% safe. You can shoot the boss through little gaps in the rock wall or whatever, and it's not a problem at all. So you just need to kill the Minotaurs in the room first. This will summon the boss, then you kill the boss and collect your reward. And that's gonna do it, guys, for this solo guide for the weekly Nightfall of the Nexus. And now, if you're gonna do this on heroic mode, everything still applies, except it's a bit easier and you don't have to deal with as many shields. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day. I will see you tomorrow. Keep watching and keep owning.
Great work.